4, get my shoes and out the door. 5, I'm alive. 6, 7, 8, feeling great. 9, gonna shine, life is good. I'm doing fine. 10, gonna do it right and do it again, yeah. I look into the sky with all the beautiful color, but there's more than just for me, so gonna share it with another. I got to show, to give, let out. I want to sing and shout. Take a look and see a beautiful morning that turns into a beautiful evening, and together make a beautiful life. And if you wanna see, then come along with me, that's right. And if you wanna...
Hello and welcome to Experience Mishawaka. It's that time of the year again where I get to be in Courtney's house, and I know you can't tell, but it's absolutely freezing in here.
It's winter officially now.
Her heating budget is zero.
It's a big house. All the lights from the Christmas tree warmed it up a little bit.
No, there's absolutely. Well, if it does warm, I'd hate to see what it's like without them in here. But we are going into a new year, and we're very excited for it. And you know, as we look back on 2025 and some of our favorite segments, for me, it's about aviation. It's about children and about Notre Dame.
Yeah, and for me, it was really all about playing. I had a lot of opportunities to play, a lot with the fine arts too, but also had the opportunity to get my hands dirty with some pottery over at the Highland Studio Gallery. I also had the opportunity to check out the King's Play Cafe in Mishawaka. Love that space. And of course, I love to dress up. You know that. Ruby's Remnants is a wonderful place where you can actually buy materials to make your own costumes, which is wonderful.
I don't even like getting dressed. But you like it.
I bet you did
that
today.
Sounds weird. I had to today.
Thank
Otherwise,
you. I appreciate
I'd be
that. It's a new year.
Yeah, it is a new year. So let's look back on 2025 and some of our favorite segments on Experience Mishawaka.
I'm always looking for a place in our community to bring my kids, bring the grandkids, and just have good community. And this is the spot for it. We're at King's Play Cafe in Mishawaka, and I have Raquel with me. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
This space is fairly new. You guys haven't been open for even a year just yet.
No, just since August.
That's amazing, but this is such a great space for really all ages.
Yes.
Tell me more about what's going on. Okay, I have to tell you, I have always wanted to have a ball pit in my house. So this is like a dream come true here.
Come anytime.
Okay. And tell me more about this space, because this is really your bread and butter here. This is what the families are coming in for.
Yeah. So what we have here is King's Play Cafe. And this idea started about it was pre-COVID.
Okay.
And it was just a situation where my husband and I were older parents. We have a little one. And his way of saying hello sometimes is hello. He'll do a cartwheel right there in the middle of the restaurant.
I love it.
And that's his way of expressing himself. And so as we would see that, you know, and of course, when you're in certain places, you have to kind of calm the child down or conduct yourself a certain way.
Sure.
And we still teach those fundamentals.
Yeah.
But as we were traveling and exploring, we would see other kids that had other needs as well. So he opened our eyes, and then they even opened our eyes even more, and what families needed. And so that's what planted the seed to start King's Play Cafe.
I love it.
A safe haven where kids can come and play and learn, develop, express themselves, and just have good fun.
I love it. So, I mean, in this space, what age is it geared towards?
Mm-hmm. So this entire place is geared from anywhere from...
It's all ages,
Yeah,
really.
all ages, really.
Yeah.
But if you were getting onto this structure, I've seen children up to 12 years old get onto the structure. Okay, so different, like for instance, there's capacities on swings, and this is up to 3 years, stuff like that, right?
Sure.
That information is out there. But if, like, I have preteens play on the inflatables and do basketball, do soccer.
Yeah.
The babies go over there, or children who actually want to play floor games like kitchen and fire truck and fire train.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, and then I have our little nesters here who loves to get into the nest.
And this is great for the sensory kiddos. Because I know most of my kiddos are all sensory, and they need the swings, they need to touch, they need to feel.
Yes. And so really King's Play Cafe takes care of all the 5 senses.
Oh, great.
So you're able to, touch, feel, smell, all of the 5 senses, okay? You're able to do that here, because if you even touch the structure, there's even a texture there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, climbing walls. If you look at the steps there, there's pressure as well.
Yep.
Our kiddo is sensory.
Yep.
So that was another thing that I learned about. And sensory is evolving the information, because it wasn't even out there at first, right?
Sure.
They had it totally associative with autism. And then they found out that, hey, this is its own thing. And so then they started educating. And so when my kiddo was smaller, a baby, that's when I first learned about it. And that also is a big part of here. So the company itself is, you may not know this, King Sensory Palace.
Oh, okay.
So we actually strive to be able to meet the sensory needs. And what we also understand is because the sensory information wasn't out there years ago, there's a lot of adults even and other people that have sensory needs that we didn't even know we have.
Yeah, well, I have a sensory need of the smell because I smell pizza. You guys have which is great too. Like being able to have this, but you guys also have a space. So you can be here for a while. You guys have a cafe. Tell me about that. Let's go head over towards the cafe.
Okay. The cafe is really, really awesome. It is a Noble Romans. We're a Noble Romans franchise, so we wanted to bring back that nostalgic, authentic toss of the dough, Noble Romans.
I see donuts too.
It's delicious.
Okay.
Also, let me tell you about the donuts. We actually partner. We love community partnerships.
That's great.
We love collaboration. So we partner with Jack's Donuts and bring fresh donuts to our community here at Kings Bay Cafe.
I love it.
Our family.
And you guys have a cereal bar over here?
Let me tell you. Yeah, I don't know if you've been to Vegas, but anyway, this is the famous cereal and ice cream bar, and we call
there's ice cream too?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
you didn't mention that part.
Yeah, and we call it Cave Play cereal and ice cream bar. So here we come up here and we have just memories. We make memories all the way from birthday parties.
So is this open all the time?
All the time.
I love it. By the way, what are your guys' hours?
We are open from 10 o'clock to 8 o'clock. And then on Friday, Saturday, it's till 9 o'clock. Okay. And then on Sunday, it's 10 to 7.
My happy place is in airplane hangars. I absolutely love it. And I'm here with Matt, who is somewhat of a humble but like local legend in a little bit of a way. You've done some like really cool things as a pilot, right?
Yeah.
I know we're here to talk about Stay Indiana, but I want people, we've got quite a while to talk. So I want people to understand a little bit about your background in aviation too. So how did you get into aviation?
I grew up out in California on the Eastern Sierra Nevadas, out in the middle of nowhere. And so out there were no pilots. So it was difficult for me to get into flying because I didn't know any pilots. That's kind of what inspired Stay Indiana, was just because I was that kid that really was interested in aviation and just didn't know how to get into aviation.
Yeah.
So we're trying to help find pathways into that. But it also, from the other aspect of it, made me very interested in backcountry flying as well, which is what you kind of hinted at. So I have a mall that does some backcountry flying as well.
So Stay Indiana, as somebody who got my pilot's license in Goshen in 2019, this area actually is rich in aviation resources, but it feels like it's just, I mean, you can go out to some of the airports here that should be thriving and there's just no activity going on. And it's really sad to see because and you're trying to really, with Stay Indiana, trying to break down those barriers, right, for people?
Yeah, so when we started looking at different ideas, we were sitting at Oshkosh, which is the largest air show in the world. There's a group of us sitting there and having a discussion and realizing there really wasn't much for local teens in the aviation around our area, which is too bad. You look at a lot of the organization stuff. I'm usually the young guy showing up for this stuff. I'm not that young, so I should not be the young guy.
No, I know what you're saying.
So I was like, we need to find some way to get the next generation involved. So actually at Oshkosh, there was a group that had an teen airplane build, so we kind of stole their idea. They were very nice to help us make sure we don't do the same mistakes that they've done, and got us in contact with others that have done it as well, so we can kind of use best practices to make sure we can get it right the first time or closer to the right. And the whole idea was, to get more families and more students out into the local aviation. A lot of people don't even realize like the Mishawaka Pilots Club even exists.
No, it's great here,
Yeah, we got a grass strip and a little paved strip. A lot of airplanes out here that come and go. But yeah, even at Elkhart and South Bend, there's a lot of aviation there that people don't realize, small plane wise and so forth.
I'm guilty of this too, is that, yes, if I sit in a plane, I can fly it, but also I don't always know, like I'm not a genius when it comes to, I'm not an aircraft mechanic understanding everything that's happening. So I think this is a really clever way to also get teens and future aviators to really understand what's going on when they're flying and what's beneath it all. So can we see the plane that's out here? So
absolutely.
Tell me a little bit. It's a Zenith 750 cruiser.
Yep, this is a Zenith 750 cruiser.
It's a light sport, is it?
It could be made as a light sport or the normal, it's experimental category.
Okay.
So we're making it for a little bit heavier use, so skip the light sport, but you can make it for a light sport instead. It holds 2 people, and then with full fuel, you're looking just to, with the higher gross weight, you can hold about 500 pounds.
Nice.
So 2 grown adults, or 2 smaller adults in some bags.
Yeah.
So it depends on how big the adults are, I guess.
I feel targeted right now with that. It's like every time I think about losing 6 pounds, I think I can get an extra gallon of fuel on there,
Yeah.
like, you know. So why did you pick this airplane? Is it obviously you can buy it as a kit? Is it a bit like more affordable, or what was the reason behind it?
There was a lot of things that went into it. So as you're probably well aware, there's a lot of different type of planes that we could have picked from. Initially, we were looking at tail draggers because we were kind of like, well, we have a grass strip. It'd be nice to go back to kind of the grass roots. The problem is insurance companies don't like tail draggers. So people that aren't aware.
If pilots just stop looping them after they land, you know.
So yeah, the pilots typically ground loop them. I think it's like less than 10% of pilots can fly tail draggers nowadays. It's kind of a dying art form. But because of that, the insurance rates for them are outrageous. So we're like, we can't afford that. So as much as we would like it, so we went towards the tricycle gear, and then out of the tricycle gear ideas, the Zenith is a very quick build. So we don't lose the interest of the kids. We don't want some big long build where they're working hours and hours and hours on just one little spot and they lose interest. So it's nice and quick, so you can see some progress going, keep their interest going, and it's also, like you mentioned, very cheap. So relatively speaking,
very cheap. Yeah.
For airplanes, it's very cheap.
This is the first time I've ever been around airplanes and I'm getting paid to be here today. Normally I lose a couple $100 every time I'm around them. If people watching want to get involved, support you, if they have teens, is it still open to people to be able to come out, or is that already structured with the schools, or how is that?
No, so we are working on getting into more schools. So we're currently at the South Bend schools, and then we're working on getting at the Goshen schools, where it's an actual class. It's a CTE class. And then we also have an after-school program that we do here at the Mishawaka Pilots Club. After this build is done, which we should be flying it in August, we have plans to get another airplane to start doing it again. And we want to make this kind of perpetual. So we are already taking applications for new students for the be August to September time frame. We'll start the next one here. So when they go to our website, it's stayindiana.org to find more information about that.
Today we are checking out art, and I'm so excited to be here with Alec. Thank you so much for joining me. We're at Highland Studio and Gallery, and this is just a really beautiful space. As soon as you walk in, you are greeted with just wonderful ceramics, and really they're from all over the world, aren't they?
Yeah, we represent 30 different artists from all over the country, and we have an artist as far as Hong Kong, China.
That's amazing. Yeah. That's amazing. Okay, I have to ask, how did you get into ceramics?
I took it in high school and really fell in love with it, and then I took an art class and kind of befriended all the art majors.
That's all it takes, one art class, right?
In undergrad, and you know, I went into undergrad as like a math education major, and kind of was like, I can't do this. So I dropped it, and then I was friends with a bunch of artists, and I took ceramics 1, and the professor, who was actually a Notre Dame graduate student, he like really took to me, and I was really excited about like learning all the things that he talked about in class, and he let me participate in firings that normally you don't participate in until you're a little bit further into the program. So I think if it wasn't for that, I don't know how much excitement there would be.
This is why it's so important. Our teachers are so important, right?
Yes.
Like, and what they instill in you, and the, like you said, like the spark that you feel to be able to create something like this. Now, everything here, is it more artwork or is it daily usable materials?
Both. I think there's been a really interesting push in ceramics to be fine art, but also be utilitarian, and so blurring those lines has been, for lack of better terms, a trend that has been happening within clay, and you can see that, you know, for the last few decades.
I love that. And how long have you guys been here? Because we're downtown. We're right across from the post office here in South Bend.
Yeah, so I opened as a pop-up in April of 23, and then we officially opened our doors in June.
Wow, so you guys have
been
doing
2
this.
years.
That's amazing. I know I've had lots of friends who have been asking me, like, you guys have to come check out Highland. What are the reasons why we need to come here?
It's a great resource to see what's happening in clay and art around not just here regionally, but around the country.
And everything here, is it available for purchase then?
Yes, everything in store is available for purchase. There's some things that just aren't available online, but everything is available online as well.
So you actually have an online shop too?
Yep.
Oh, cool.
So everything that can be shipped can be purchased online.
Which is great, because a lot of times I feel like there's that one piece that maybe catches your eye, which you might not see, day to day if you're not walking in here, but having it available, that is great to send as a gift to someone.
Yeah, send as a gift, or even if like I've been eyeing this piece and I just can't stop thinking about it. I've had people just buy it and schedule a pickup, and they come and get it. So.
I'll go home and I'll be like, you know what, that piece it really spoke to me.
Yeah.
I'm here at Fidler's Pond in Goshen for something that happens every year. Well, over the last 8 years, it's a Basher Children's Home boat build and then launch. And the kids from Basher will be here a little later on this morning to launch the boat that you see behind me into this pond after over a year of hard work. I'm here with the 3 volunteers who make it happen. I'm here with Christian, Jay, and Guy. Jay, you originally started this 8 years ago. So how did you get into boat building? Is it something you do for a career, or is it just a hobby of yours? Or
Yep, I used to build. I've probably done it about 20 years, and I used to spend summers in Maine, and I think that kind of hooked me, being on the ocean.
Yeah.
And I've just enjoyed this, and some of the skill it takes to do it. I live close to Basher, so I had driven by, and it'd be like Sunday mornings on the way to church, I would just have this feeling, you're supposed to be doing something there. And one Sunday I was part of trying to help them locate a runner someone had taken off. And so in talking to them, I realized it's time to step up and see what we can offer. So, yeah.
And so one of the best ways to volunteer is to mix your passion for what you already love doing with helping young children. What kind of difference have you seen in them over the last 8 years when they actually do get to volunteer?
Some of them have never used tools before. Some of them never had the opportunity to build something like this. Some of them haven't been on the water before. And, to us, it kind of blows us away, but, the environment or whatever their background is, we just try to give them that opportunity to, hey, this is what we do. This is tools we use. We try to let them use everything. Hey, look what you can walk away with, some accomplishment. So, yeah.
Now, Guy, you came in a couple of years after Jay started it. It really gives the kids a chance to see that if they stick with something and be part of a group project, they can really have amazing outcomes too, right?
Oh, absolutely. The kids come in and oftentimes they get to see the start of a boat when it's just a pile of lumber in the pole barn where we work. Yeah. And then at the end they get to see something like this, that we've taken something that's not much and turned it into something that's great. And we hope that's a lesson that they learn, that they may feel like they're not much, but in the end, they can be something beautiful and cool.
Yeah. Well, Basher often talks about how Basher is almost like a cocoon for caterpillars turning into butterflies. You go in one way and then, you hope you come out another way. And of course, these kids have had a lot of challenges in their early life, and that's tough on them.
Oh, yeah.
And I know you're passionate about really meeting them where they're at in terms of their emotion and just not non-judgmental and just helping them through that.
Yeah, we just want to hang out with kids because, quite frankly, Jay and I are getting old, and it makes us feel younger and like we're somewhat relevant.
And they're like, "Oh, look at you guys wearing your New Balances." No, I'm just kidding.
I look at it, we joke, he has 4 daughters. I have a son and 2 daughters. We messed them up pretty good. We want a second try.
No, it is. And talking about son and daughters, Christian, you're a son-in-law of Jay's. Were you kind of roped into this, or are you willingly doing this?
Willingly. It was about 7 years ago when basically I came to the family, and I saw what Jay and Guy were doing, and I was pretty interested, and I joined them.
And do you have kids yourself now as well?
Yes, I do have 2 kids.
Are you hoping not to mess them up the way Jay and Guy did?
I'm trying.
Are you learning from them, or
by our mistakes?
Yeah. And yes. So, how do you feel helping these kids? Like, what does it bring to your life to be around them and see the difference?
Well, it is teaching me a lot of things, and basically, the way I feel. I mean, I feel blessed to be able to help someone that sometimes doesn't have the same opportunities that we have. And so, yeah, I mean, it's just an honor to be able to help.
Yeah.
This looks beautiful. I love this fabric. This would make a beautiful dress. Maybe a nice little shawl. Oh, well, now we're getting out of the fabrics here. Okay, I'm checking out this new place, Ruby's Remnants and More. And you may have been here with us before at Cassidy Costume Company. But they have a new retail operation. So I'm just going to stock up on all these fabric. Oh, there's my friend Greta. Hi.
Hello, Courtney.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, I picked this one out.
Okay.
I think I'm going to make, this one I'm going to make a shawl with.
Okay.
And this one I want to make a dress with. So now I need an idea for this. This is a fabulous piece.
It is a fabulous piece. Are you up to making a shirt?
Well, I could.
Okay.
With your help.
We do our best. We do have patterns.
Okay, I love it.
And we can talk you through a project if you need the help.
I love it. Well, come on over here and let's talk about what you guys are doing, because you know, if you haven't been to Cassidy Costume Company before, you guys have been around for decades.
87 years.
87, is it now?
87 years.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And it's such a wonderful organization. Talk a little bit about that first, because Ruby's Remnants is actually what helps support that organization.
Absolutely. So Cassidy has been around since 1938, and we supply costumes for up to 400 events a year, mainly for K through 12 schools doing theater projects, but also you can come in if you're dressing up for Halloween, or you're going to a mystery dinner, or students that have history projects, or anything where you might need to dress up in a particular kind of costume.
And what's great about that is that you can rent the costume, so you don't have to worry about investing into a wig, the shoes. It comes with everything here at a really affordable price.
Yeah, so obviously these days you can order stuff online, but it looks like you ordered it online, right?
Yeah, it's
and
not
the stuff
authentic.
Yes, and so the stuff that we have here is absolutely above that in terms of quality, and you're renting it, so there's no commitment on your end, and you can go through and choose the pieces and parts that you like that work for you, and we do the best we can to help out. And then you get to bring it back to us and not think about it being in your closet anymore.
And you guys clean it up and take care of it, and you guys do a phenomenal job with that.
Well, thank you.
And so part of what Ruby's Remnants and More, this is brand new for you guys, and I'm part of the organization helping you guys out too. This is just so exciting for you guys to put something like this in place, because when Joann Fabrics went out of business, we kind of lost that opportunity to pick up fabrics for more of our formal wear.
Sure. So as people who sew clothes, we were really alarmed actually to lose a place like Joann's, because there are lots of places you can get sewing notions and fabric for crafts and things, but not so much if you're making clothes.
Okay.
So particularly for people that are doing cosplay or making formals for like prom or a bridesmaid's dress, we wanted to, we thought about, could we fill that niche, and would we want to fill that niche? And absolutely, it turned out yes, we could.
I love it.
Right.
And
so
we've transformed this whole space.
We
in
have
here
transformed.
Too.
If you've been here before, the layout is completely different. We have a dedicated retail space now, and we're super excited about that. And we've taken fabric that we were holding just in case we needed it for projects.
Okay.
And we're making that available as remnants, so they're really, really well priced. And then we also have new fabric that we stock from wholesalers so that people can get higher yardage amounts or more formal things. But the intention is to help those people who are sewing clothes, who no longer have a local option for that.
I'm here at the History Museum of South Bend for something that football fans this time of the year, especially with the season now back, this is a great exhibit to come to. I'm here with Emily. Emily, tell me a little bit about this exhibit. It's about Rockne and his life and legacy, and there's so much to see.
Yeah, so this exhibit covers Rockne's entire life, from his origins in Norway, his travel across to Chicago, how he got to Notre Dame, and then how his coaching career went, and also all of his little extracurricular activities that he did aside from coaching, as well as eventually his death on a plane.
And how long have you been putting this together to have this? I mean, did you just open it in time for football season? That was obviously planned as well, right?
So we just started getting this together last September, opened just in time for football season to start. So we're hoping to get a lot of Notre Dame fans in once the home games start. So yeah.
It's great, and I know we're going to have a look around the museum at some of the highlights of this exhibit. So starting with a sweater, so let's go there first.
All right.
So tell me about here. It's a sweater and a whistle. So does this actually belong to him? Like, did he wear it or?
Yeah, so this was worn and used by Newt Rockne, very much well used. From what Notre Dame told us, they got this sweater from a player of Rockne's who said that he wore it to practice all the time. And then they actually found this photograph of him with a hole in the exact same spot, exact same size. And then this whistle, we have the side facing up. One side says Notre Dame. The top side that is facing us says Newt Rockne.
This is actually the fashion today, but that was just actually because that's how much he wore it back then.
Yes,
So,
exactly.
All right, and we've got some little fans here who love seeing it as well. My little daughter is here with me today as we look at the life and legacy of Newt Rockne. I also know that in this building is the Studebaker Museum, which is, you know, your neighbor museum.
Yes.
And actually this exhibit has a bit of a crossover with that, which is a vehicle that's over here in the corner. So I didn't know this about Newt Rockne, but he actually worked for Studebaker as well, right? So
yeah, so he started working for Studebaker shortly before his death. This car, the cars didn't come out until after Rockne has passed, and while the sign says Studebaker Rockne, this was actually a completely separate company. It was a subsidiary of Studebaker, so a completely different company. There's a couple different models. This was one of the newer ones, so we were actually able to borrow this from the Studebaker Museum.
It's absolutely beautiful. And of course, football coaches didn't make as much money back then. It's not like it is today where, you know, you might get $5 million a year or something. So he had to have a real job as well. You know,
he had several projects that he worked on, not just with the Studebaker company, but he was also creating other promotional items. He worked with the Wilson company. We actually have a helmet that has his name on it and his pants. He has a humidor that was made from a real football, as well as a football kind of game board situation over there.
So it's a new year. I'm sure many of you have your resolutions for the year. And what are we looking forward to here at Experience Michiana? I feel like we played a lot this year. Next year, I'm kind of hungry. I feel like we need more food and drinks out there. So I'm really looking forward to exploring some of those aspects of the community next year.
I think I would like, you know, there's times where, like, for example, recently I interviewed Alistair, who's the conductor of the symphony.
Amazing.
I would like to actually get on stage with him and actually find out, like, dig deeper. Like, what does it actually mean when you're doing all these things?
Yes.
So I'd like to get a little bit further beyond the interview this year.
You could be a guest conductor.
That would be good.
That would be awesome.
I feel like if the conductor wasn't there, they'd still play well, right? not saying, like, I'm not saying anything about, but
with you leading the way, it'll be phenomenal,
they just
right?
ignore me.
No, it'll be
I'm
great.
also looking forward to personally because, you know, we're expecting our second child in February.
I'm so excited for you guys.
So that's going to be good. I'm way too old for this, but I love it all the same. So anything personal you're looking forward to?
We have
Maybe
a kiddo.
Heating?
Well, I know.
Heating in your house?
We have a kiddo getting married this year.
Oh, you do?
We also have a kiddo graduating from high school. So we have lots of exciting stuff in our family happening too.
Well, I'm going to head outside of Courtney's house because I need to warm up.
Oh, there's warmth in here.
But Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Have a great one. We'll see you next time on Experience Michiana.
Want more from Courtney, Dave, and Kelly? Follow us on social media and visit our website for exclusive behind-the-scenes content, extended interviews, and full-length features. Stay connected and experience it all today.
This WNIT local production has been made possible in part by viewers like you. Thank you.